Good morning, evening, or night. I'm Caleb Myhill, and I hope you had a fantastic weekend and a wonderful Halloween. I hope you had more treats than tricks.
Hello, Audio Dad here. This may be most comfortable for you, Caleb, but it needs to be over your nose. We'll see how to do this in a minute.
Now, I don't know if any of you realize this or not, but our clocks went back an hour this weekend. This is due to daylight savings time, and daylight savings time was created by William Willett. Oh, I think it's history time. Welcome to our second installment of our history segment. Today we'll be covering daylight savings time. Daylight savings time was created by a man named Mr. William Willett. Mr. Willett created this idea one morning when he was riding down a street in England and noticed a bunch of England people had their blinds still closed. And it was like, what are you doing? That's such a waste of time. You need to get out there and start enjoying your day. So, he created this idea and began spreading this idea called daylight savings. He eventually wrote a pamphlet on it explaining what to be done and how to better grasp our time and be more prosperous with our time. But everybody kind of poo-pooed him off. Nobody really latched on to the idea. They didn't seem like it was really important. So he kind of just kept advocating for it and pushing it. And then in 1908, he gained support from a parliament member, but the idea was still rejected and nobody cared. Until finally, it was passed as a law in Britain in 1916 to help conserve coal for the war effort of World War I. That is so cool. Now you know why we have daylight savings time. Oh, and audio people, I have a message for you. A really cool thing is we can access our yearbook right now. So what you do is you go to our wonderful website, lpcsd.org, and then we go down to schools. We go down to high school and click on middle school, high school newsletter. It then gives us a list of the newsletters, and we click on the most current one. We then click on it again, and it brings us to the newsletter. So then we scroll down until we come across our digital copy of the 2019-2020 yearbook. It has a link, and then we'll click on that, and then boom, we are at our yearbook. How cool. So definitely check it out, take a look at it. It's really cool.
Diversity, equality, and inclusion. Lake Placid Central School District invites interested people of all ages to join a work group on a diversity, equity, and inclusion policy, sometimes referred to as a diversity policy. If you are interested in being part of this work group, please contact board member Martha Spear at 518-946-7851 or mspear@lakeplacidcsd.net.
Thank you very much for that, audio people.
Ah, that's better. Over the nose, then no germs get out.
And Mr. Burdick has a message he would like me to share with all of you. He says the fall sports teams are playing in the last week of their regularly scheduled contest starting today, Monday, November 2nd, with the girls' varsity soccer team playing in their final home game. He says because it's getting darker earlier, most soccer games this week are starting at 3 o'clock. He also adds, I know many of you are anxious to find out what will happen with winter sports. I expect the governor to provide some guidance very soon. The start date for winter sports this year is November 30th. Good luck, Bombers. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Burdick, and thank you all very much for tuning in. Stay safe, stay healthy, wash those hands, and I will see you next time where there will be more on weather, sports, news, student life, you name it. Maybe it'll be on here. It's going to be great.
If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you. If I could make days last forever,